tuning out outside input, the opinions of family, friends, parents.
Oh, okay. Truck driver, sorry.
Right.
Mhm.
Um. Well, that came from you
What?
being private.
What do you mean?
That's how it is. Like I don't know. She said how you tune out. I don't really.
Oh, okay.
You've been private, so that helped me a lot. To I feel like it was better not telling people what was being done. That made us closer and a way of getting things done, as well. Because like I said, well, it feel like me being so private with certain things, I got a lot of things done.
Oh, you mean how like I say
Like a lot of people
don't
don't.
say things before they happen. Everybody
Mhm.
don't have to know everything.
A lot of people don't have to know anything. Just like a lot of people like post like I got an interview.
Okay, so I have
or
this thing where I don't like to say things before they happen because I believe in energy.
that's how I was.
I'm not crazy, y'all, but I just believe in vibrations and energy. So I think like if you put things out too early, it can be counteracted by other people's negative energy. Then you get other judgments and opinions, and I just feel like it can kind of like set you off. So I have this thing where certain things I don't speak on until I've done it or it's close to being done, so that other things don't counteract or other energies don't counteract. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't really. Like I said, we don't. Like I said, I used to do that. I used to say, "Oh, I'm about to go to college. I'm about to do this." I was posting a lot of stuff. Then I had to really look at it. A lot of stuff wasn't happening because I've been saying it. So it's been almost probably like 6, 7 years.
Yeah, like you could
stopped.
say it to yourself, but it's like other people.
Yeah, because I'm not saying
Can,
like
like-
I don't agree with hate. You know, what I'm saying? I just agree with vibes. So if I feel like I tell somebody something like, "Oh, this is what I want to do," I can look at it at the person like, "Oh, how they feel about it." You know, it could be like, "Oh, damn, I wish I can be doing that," but because I've said it, they feel that I don't think it's going. I don't like I said. I don't think nothing is like really hate, cause this is what I wanted. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of things that I've wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and if I want it, I don't want a lot of people to know. If I get it, then that's when I explain it. Oh, this is how this happened. This is what I wanted. It's been a while. I wanted it done. Like I just had to be patient about it. So that's what really happened. But I stopped.
And then I also think it's important not to share too much of your relationship with other people
Mhm.
or with others. I don't know who it was, but it was something. It's like because you might not that it's anything bad, but you might forgive someone quicker than your family will forgive them. Right? So let's say something happens between us. We can work through it and I might be quicker to forgive you, but your family member might not be able to
Yeah.
forgive, and then they're going to always look at your partner sideways like, oh, you remember when that happened,
Yeah.
or you know how she did this, or you know what I mean, and vice versa, you know, he whatever. Once they know those things, your family's going to always want to protect you, and they might change how they look at your partner. So you got to be very careful what you share with people, because that can alter how they feel, and then their judgments can kind of come in and then alter how you feel about whatever's going on. To you, it might have been like, all right, I'm ready to move past, but if you got somebody constantly bringing that up, then that might change how you feel. So you have to be very selective in what you share.
But that goes by what you like. A lot of people like one thing about me. I never was a type of person that bring like girls that I dealt with. I never brung them around. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't how I don't rock like that. I never. If it was serious, then that's when you like just like you know what you. It's been a while that you seen. We knew what since graduation. That's when you actually met my mom. It was around that time.
Might have been a little bit
Like a little bit earlier, but it's like you look at it when you're serious. I just felt like I don't think that's a good thing. A lot of people, it'd be like 2, 3 months. You invite into like this is the person that raised you. This is the person that like gave birth to you and everything. And like a lot of people do it, then it don't work out. Then it's like you don't know
you
what
mean
to do.
introducing people to the family?
Mhm. I don't feel like that's so much of a good thing to do, because it's like you're gonna keep doing it, then that's when everybody gonna look at you wrong. Like, oh, okay, this been how long? Then like 2 months, next 2-3 months, somebody else brings somebody else around. I don't think that's a good thing. That's why I always been private in the situation of what happened between us. Like I said, we go through arguments, certain things like that, but it was nothing crazy to where my family gonna talk about you. You know, like that's the good thing about it. So it's just
even if I think it should like be kept between, and then it's like,
but everybody's different. That's just how you are. I just have to adapt into that weight because like I'm a type of person, I don't like expressing myself amongst you, like just with you as much because you're only hearing my side instead of you trying to listen to someone else and hearing, oh, he might be right or she might be right. You get what I'm saying? That's the type of person I was. So it's tough to tell somebody how it is. It don't got to be the whole thing, but I feel like a little bit of pieces, like let them know, and if they feel like the good outweigh the bad, like then that's when you work it out. But
you have to. You got to talk to someone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, but just make sure that person is someone who is neutral.
Yeah.
And and understand where you're coming from. Because if you talking to someone who doesn't understand where you guys are coming from, then it can become something else.
Yeah. Don't talk to somebody that's single and you married. Like that's not gonna work out. Like I'm sorry, that's not gonna work out. Because that person might not be going through what you went through. Only person you're going to speak with is a therapist. That's the only person. Right now, that's the only person that's best to... like I said, certain people here and there who you speak with just to vent, I feel. But to work it out, it just has to be a therapist. And that's just it.
So how do you decide, what to do or what direction to go in with your marriage? Because certain people set time limits for you or what you should do or what you should have by this time and that time. How do you handle those outside opinions?
Oh, I never cared for that.
I mean, though.
One, we don't got.
But naturally, that always comes into play because, let's say for right now, the question is,
having another kid.
That's
the
we
only
keep getting.
thing.
It's like, when's
Everything
the next
else
one coming in? And it's kind of like. It has to be on that person's, time, and it has to be on your time, and you can't expect someone to do things in what the world thinks. So I think you guys had to be on the same page. In this conversation, this communication, you got to make sure you're on the same page, because if it was up to our family and the other people, we would have a house by now. We would have another kid by now. We would have 50,000, 80,000 in the bank by now. We would have not have traveled as much as we should have. There were so many things that we were told. All in a good place, though. Like,
it wasn't
all in a good place.
Like
but
I said,
it's just we had to figure out. We had to decide for ourselves. Like,
it was nothing wrong with listening, though. It's just what you want to. Is what by the end of the day, anybody can tell me anything how things should be, but as a family, we gonna do what we want. Like that's just what we decided to do. Like I said, the great thing about it, we didn't think about how XJ, like it just happened. With XJ, we didn't plan it or anything. So, but we knew by the end of the day, you can't.
You gotta like a strainer. You gotta like sift through. You take it all in, but then you sift through what you want to take in. Like the idea that of saving, of course, we save a little here and there, but our parents feel like, had you guys not traveled that much, you could have had a house. But our thing was,
I'm taking a trip.
My thing is, it's like I'm gonna wait till I'm retired at 60 or. And then who's to say I'm gonna have the health by then? Look at this. This is a perfect example. This coronavirus thing.
You only save for a tragedy.
This is the perfect example. Granted, we savings has kind of helped us go through and manage whatever now, but I can't imagine leaving the world now and not having traveled and not having seen the world and not having had some sort of experience at this age. but that's where it's generational. Like their thing is like, you know, you save, you buy a house, you make sure you have a stable thing. But who's to say you buy this house and then XJ gonna sell it? So I work all my life to get this house for XJ to decide, you know what, I don't want to live here, I'm gonna sell it. So that's what I saved all my money for. I worked all hard for this, for my kid to just decide he don't want to be here and you sell it. Or you get sick and you don't got the health to travel. Now I'm traveling with one eye and I can't really see the world.
With one eye.
Like I'm seeing the
the
world.
world.
With one eye. Like you don't know what can happen. That's how I feel. Do I feel like you have to be responsible? Yes, and we decided what we needed to do, scale back and stuff, because we have these goals that we want to meet, but you gotta live on your own terms, man.
Yeah, I'm living.
I don't regret it. I've seen
a lot. So, and it was more to come.
I feel like travel has broadened my horizons. It's made me look at people different. It's shown me so many things that I would have not have seen before. But
just like you were saying, people working like 40, 50, 60, and you're gonna wait to retire and decide on, oh, now let me go on a trip.
And what's life expectancy, like 80? 80 if we lucky. So I'm a
80, yeah.
Being in where we are now, let's say if you decide.
Is that the African American number? Because you know our number's different.
Nah, I was like 65.
We can go there.
You like 65?
I don't think it's 60.
Nah, you like 65, 70. That's a fact.
That's a fact. You know, the life expectancy is what? So if you have a regular job, you know, be business people. Go that route and, you know, have a business, and that, of course, that take off, that's a beautiful thing. But traditionally, people get a job and they retire at 60.
80.
Right now it's gonna be 80.
It's gonna be 80
but
right
60, now. And then I'm lucky if I live another 10 years. So I done work them 40 years, 30 years to travel for 10.
Nah.
Or
probably 3.
You gotta live. You gotta enjoy while you're young. I feel like we've got to experience now. You know, you buckle down and you reevaluate how you want to do things, because you have to think responsibly. But I'm still
taking trips. So.
I mean, that's really what the prior generations will want for you. You know, everyone says they want their children to live a better life, a happier life, and that's what you would want to pass on to XJ. That mentality that you live your life.
You play video games on a cruise.
And take the good advice, but make your decision ultimately.
I think you gotta live for yourself and don't always take things with a grain of salt. You gotta know who you are, know what works for you, and then just go with that. Like sometimes you gotta tune out the other noise, because if we listen to what everyone else
but the thing about it is,
we probably wouldn't even be here together right now if I listened to everything everybody said. And
another thing that'd be crazy, a lot of people, like when they see us, or they be like, yo, y'all always going on a trip. Look, 1, we work. That's number 1. 2,
I'm the queen of deals.
Yeah. 2, we plan ahead. It's not like we've been booked stuff
the queen of deals.
A year out. So it's just being patient on waiting on it. Keep working, and you book it. But
I'm the queen of deals. No.
Book Maxi for your next trip.
Book Maxi, right.
Book Maxi.
But that's it. Like,
travel.
if you know it ain't gonna happen, like I said, I ain't saying book a trip and your rent ain't paid. That ain't good.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. We ain't doing that over here. But
plan ahead, and
it's not hard.
Man,
you making payments. That's all you gotta worry about. When the time come, because what we did when we did the for XJ for his birthday in January, we booked it like
that's a
August.
Whole another story. We can get into how
we plan stuff. So
you can figure out to make it happen. But that might not be for you. Some people, they just that's what I prefer. I like
taking trips.
And you just got to do what we were people. We wanted to see things a little bit, enjoy our youth while we have it, and then
look, I'm going to Aruba before I die,
and then we can do it again when we retire. But man, do you? Because everybody got something to say.
Nobody else.
And the reality is, everybody's still figuring it out. We all still figuring it out. Your mama, your daddy, your grandmother.
Well, my daddy ain't around.
The richest people.
Daddy wasn't there.
All right, y'all. That's our cue.
Right. That shit looked like it was like 40 minutes.